cultural or entertainment first, or do you want the newest one that I've kind of come up with?
You know what? I think I want to hear the political one first.
Okay, so the political one is if all the 7 listeners that we have paid attention to the Speakeasy episode, I kind of let one slip about Trump not being an actual person or a human being, just being 3 Oompa Loompas standing on each other's shoulders that kind of became president. That's a theory that I've been working on here lately because it fits.
Is that why his back looks like an ass?
That is exactly why his back looks like an ass. And that's also why he can't drink water correctly. Because if you think about it, he's the head. He's the head Oompa Loompa. That's all he does, right?
Yeah.
Then you got the middle Oompa Loompa. He's the arms. Now, if he can't see the head, he can't find where that mouth is with his hand to put the water in. And that's why he drinks and he holds it still because he's tapping that little guy on the shoulder with fucking Morse code of just tapping him, going, hold it still, hold it still. I'm almost there. Okay, now tilt it up, tilt it up, tilt it up. And if you notice, Trump does tend to shimmer a little bit and shake. He shakes, you know what I mean? So a little wobbly. A little wobbly. Now I'm thinking that you've got, the Oompa Loompa, that's the head, the Oompa Loompa, that's the arms in the middle, and then the third Oompa Loompa, who's just the legs. But then I started thinking about it. This shit goes deep, man. Like, this goes way deep. If you were 3 Oompa Loompas, how the fuck do you get elected? You're just 3. Yeah, you're just 3 random Oompa Loompas, and you decide, I'm going to go out in the world and go see a big person movie and the like. But then I started thinking about it more and more and more, and then I started thinking about all the times I watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and if you think about it, a lot of that had strong Russian overtones.
Really?
Yes.
I did not pick that up myself.
Okay, so now in the initial beginning where you first meet the Oompa Loompas, right?
Uh-huh.
What's the dance that they do? If you had to put a cultural name to that dance that they do, would you say it's Caribbean? Would you say it's salsa, flamingo, Bolshevik?
I would say that it could be equated to going to the Nutcracker ballet. Which would be a Russian ballet, I would say.
Oh, exactly. Now, if you go through and you look at all the text and everything else that's used throughout that movie, the font type, it's very Russian-esque in the artwork and the styling that they do. I'm not done yet. I am so not done yet.
Okay.
See, at first I thought it would be 3 Oompa Loompas who escaped from Charlie and were like, fuck, we're going to make the world pay. But then I started really thinking about it, and it's like, you look at when the story of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is, now that movie is supposed to be set in England, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now, I want you to remember back to the end of that movie, right? Is Charlie's gotten the Wonka seal of approval to take over the Chocolate Factory. They jump in that little magic elevator that shoots to the sky, and then, it goes through the ceiling, and then they're flying around, right?
Yeah.
That elevator had a lot of that whole Russian Orthodox Christian church feel to it with the onion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can get that. There was a lot of gold filigree everywhere.
Exactly.
And even like the top, the ceiling inside of a really big Catholic church.
Right. Now, even when they're the final scenes of the movie where they're leaving, it shows a countryside that doesn't really kind of line up with what I would view or I would think of as being English. There's a very, very strong Russian term there. Now, the other thing that I'll put on there is the simple fact that throughout the entire movie, right, that the premise is that Wonka has put that sneaky, scarred-up guy who likes to talk to children out on a mission to see who will give him the ever-loving gobstopper, right?
Yeah.
That is the definition of capitalism, is it not? You've got something for free that someone else is willing to pay you for.
That would serve that. And actually, I just want to make a side note. I don't think it was set in Britain. Or at least I'm thinking back to watching the movie, and I know distinctly his grandfather or uncle or whatever was like, Charlie! Like, he had some hard R's. And then there's, oh God, I'm going to draw a blank now, right? Who played Willy Wonka?
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder, there we go. Yeah, Gene Wilder didn't exactly try to have a British accent type.
Oh. So it is kind of...
I think it's like Midwestern, but
yeah,
it's set during the Depression.
Right. But like I said, is if you look at it, then you could actually tie in some communistic ideas into that movie.
Oh yeah.
So what I negate or that my theory puts out there is that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was really a warning tale about the rise of Vladimir Putin and his effect in politics.
Was Vladimir Putin even out of high school at the time? Or
no, but who do you think Charlie was?
You think that was Vladimir Putin?
I think it was Vladimir Putin because from that point forward, I mean, you look at Vladimir Putin, there's pictures of him as a child with dignitaries and this, that, the other. I mean, the guy is full-on KGB. Now, you can't tell me that the Scarface Mr. Schmigel or whatever the fuck his name is did not look like a KGB agent in every other movie used from the 70s about Russia you would ever see.
Interesting. So would you say that his connections early on would have served as his golden ticket? Exactly.
Now, that being said, a lot of people would be like, well, you can't have a guy standing on, three midgets standing on top of each other and one, and I get that. But what I'm saying is, for all I know, they've got a meat suit like they did on MIB. This guy's had fucking eons of fucking chocolate money behind him. You can't tell me where his R&D is. You know what I mean? So now if you look at that being said, now you got the Oompa Loompas in charge right now. So he's sitting here and he's making all these wacky-ass claims and he's actually affecting the most capitalist country in the world. So basically what he's doing is he's giving everyone the everlasting gobstopper except for the American people. He's giving it back to this country and to that country. And I mean, he's clearly making enemies of friends and friends that are now enemies. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things that I'm looking at it and then, everyone's like, oh, Russia's, colluded and this, that, the other. And that's why Vladimir's laughing, because it hasn't been Russia since the fall of communism in the mid-90s? It's all now Ivan and the Chocolate Factory.
Ivan and the Chocolate Factory.
Ivan and the Chocolate Factory.
Wow.
The Putin gobstopper. Come on. So therefore, like, that's why I said is if you look at it, see, like I said, I mean, for all we know, he is either owned by the chocolate industry, or it is three rogue Oompa Loompas who are out to make us, quote unquote, full-size Charlies pay. The choice is yours. I mean, it can either be they're being ran by the Ivan and the Chocolate Factory syndicate, and there's a whole nefarious thing that we don't know about yet, or it's the Oompa Loompas trying to get back at us, where we can't wait till too much longer, and you're going to see death camps that are brightly colored and filled with chocolate and candy, and you're going to see, like the Auschwitz version, except instead of being sent to the ovens, you're sent to the marshmallow room or the fudge room, or to, you know what I mean? So everything in that movie will then be in that concentration camp. And FEMA only hands out insulin because they don't want you to die of that, the diabetes too soon. That's my Oompa Loompa theory.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Do you think they're pissed off that they, in the remake, they used CGI rather than more Oompa Loompas?
Oh, definitely. And I was pissed off when they did that. I would say
that's like, part of it, yeah.
I mean, and then not only that, is then now, think about it. The rogue Oompa Loompas theory goes, of course they're mad. They're like, my people were enslaved off of our island, or I don't know where the fuck you found the Oompa Loompas, but they were all enslaved to work in a chocolate factory. And we made a movie about that shit. You know what I mean? That would be like Disney coming out with, fucking the next big cartoon of Auschwitz that talks about like Beauty and the Beast, except it's all the equipment in the concentration camp sings songs and does this.
Go to patreon.com/progressive rampage. That's patreon.com/progressive rampage, and put $1 in the swear jar. That's $1 in the swear jar, or $1 in the swear more jar. Fight back, fight back.